They call me Squirrel.
What's going on, Squirrel Squad? It's your boys, the Squirrel, and I'm back, and I'm feeling much better, so I'm not going to hack and choke my way through these videos, and hopefully I'll get some videos on a regular basis this week, because I'm trying something new on this channel and over on the other side of Squirrel. YouTube puts out these great little articles in our little creator studio, tips and tricks, let's help you out, and I finally decided to read one day. And in there it said, if you go to analytics and you look, we'll tell you the top 15 videos on YouTube that your audience is watching outside of your channel. And maybe you should do something similar. Or in the case of reactors, maybe you should react to the videos that they like so that they'll come back and watch them on your channel. Hey, how you doing? I'm giving it a whirl. I took the top 5 videos out of that list. And this week, I'm going to go through that list 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to let YouTube pick my content this week. This is the 5th most popular video outside of my channel that YouTube says you folks enjoy. Let's react to what to know before going to a London pub. This is number 5 on the list, folks. I hope you're ready. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope that YouTube's right because I don't want to piss everybody off. So here I am down the corner. Yes, me. Over here is the squirrel guy. Anyways, let's get into this. This lady's just bursting to say something. And I want to give her that opportunity. It's your first time here. I'm nuts. Nice to have you.
Pub culture is a big part of life here in the UK. So if you're coming to visit London, I definitely recommend that you experience it even if you don't like drinking. Now, I have lived here in the UK for over 9 years now, and I've picked up on a lot of cultural norms and social rules that you might want to know before you step foot into your first pub. So I will pass that.
Oh, I just want to point out, ESB. ESB is the only beer I've ever had at any pub I worked at that we had on the old hand draw, which I know you guys still have those over there. And it's the only beer I've ever had on that. It was Fuller's ESB, and I loved it. And we used to drink, there was a beer when they mixed it with Guinness and put Guinness on top. They called it a suicide. I don't know if that's what you guys call it or not, but that's what they call it over here. ESB and Guinness, they call it a suicide. Made a ton of those. But oh God, I loved Fuller's ESB. I haven't had that in years. Oh, what a good beer.
Them along to you in this video. And by the way, if it's your first visit to London, I have a special freebie for you at the end of the video, so make sure you watch till then to get it. Okay, let's go have a drink, or 4.
4 is good.
We are at the Hillgate pub here in Notting Hill, and I'm gonna have a pint of beer.
See that sign says we're cashless, card only. No, sorry, I wouldn't be going there. And I mean, I'm kind of weird. I don't carry a lot of cash with me, but I feel like the day's gonna come when, you know, so many things won't exist anymore in this world that we do in cash now, because everyone's trying to get rid of cash and go to it. Just we all need to keep the government out of our pocket and be able to have something that we can stash in a box, right? Just my opinion. Sorry, I'm big on this. Let's not get rid of all the cash thing. I worked as a bartender for years. It's a cash business, so it's just crazy to me. That's more so probably that. I mean, that was the one thing that I miss about being a bartender. That's why I don't have cash on me anymore because I don't tend bar anymore. You go back to bartending, man. No cash at a bar. It's so strange to me.
The #1 drink to order when you come to a pub in the UK is always gonna be the classic beer. Order it by the pint, and there's always loads of options, so you can either get a taster to see which one you might like the best, or just pick one that looks good. I wanted a lager, so I went for an Asahi, which is a Japanese beer.
Okay, so this is tip number 1. When you go to a bar, you should have a classic beer. Kind of hard to explain what a classic beer is since there's so many different kinds. She likes the lager. That's cool. I just think that, I'm sorry, I'm going to be analytical with this because I ran pubs for 30 years. I just think it's crazy that like you can just say this is the #1 thing to do. Like, what if you don't like beer? What if you're a wine drinker? What if you're a spirits drinker? I think that's a little more, I don't know, whatever. Just going to point that out. You might like a martini. Maybe you like a nice Old Vine Zin. I don't know.
When is the best time to go to a pub? I'd say is between 5 and 6 p.m., which is when a lot of people get out of work and they'll go with their friends and their colleagues to go have a pint at the pub to wind down and decompress. On the weekends, pubs get busy much earlier, usually around lunchtime, and also Sundays are really popular because people love to go and have Sunday roast. Where is the best place to have your drink when you're at the pub? There's a couple of different options. If you come into a pub and you see a table that's free, you're free to take it as long as it doesn't have a reserved sign on it, and just bring your drinks over and plop your stuff down. If there's no tables available, you can also go stand by the bar, which is actually the most social place and it's probably where you're gonna strike up a conversation.
So we're only seeing one bar in this video. So I got a question for you folks watching the video. Is it common to not have stools at the bar? Because our bars are surrounded by stools. So you have all these tables, but then you have all the extra seats. You can have 15 seats at this bar. See, you got the hooks for the purses. That's good, but no seats at all. Is that just this bar, or is that popular that nowadays no seats? Just wondering.
If you want to. Finally, if it's a nice day out and it's crowded in the pub, you'll notice that lots of people will go stand outside of the pub and have their drinks out there and enjoy the sunshine, or at least not having any rain. How to get a drink at a pub. In most pubs, you will need to go to the bar to get your drink, so don't wait for someone to come over to your table. The only exception is if you're in the restaurant part of the pub, which then someone will come take your food and your drink order. If you visit and it's busy, wait patiently in the queue, don't push through, and once you get to the front at the bar, you'll want to make sure you make strong eye contact with the bartender. Don't be on your phone, otherwise they will pass right over you.
All right, I got a comment. Sorry, I'm gonna comment on the first three. 5 to 6 p.m. or on the weekends, maybe a little bit earlier. This is exactly the same as anywhere in the world. Right after work, people are at the bar. On the weekends, they're there earlier. So that's the same. Where to sit? Pretty much wherever you can find a seat. It's universal bar, I think, right? And yeah, you can sit outside if it's nice. This is so far so good. We're just clicking off the basics, and then how to get a drink. So if you want to get a drink, your best bet is to be quiet and ready. All right. Trying to make eye contact with the bar. Let me tell you something right now. All right. I ran bars for years. I was 3 deep, 4 deep, 5 deep at a live music venue. Me and one other guy controlling this crowd of 600 people like freaking madmen. We make an eye contact with anybody until we're ready to take the next order. So trying to make the eye contact with the bartender, hoping you're next in line, those are the people that we're trying to avoid because we know that they're only there to try to get your eye so that they can be the next one. And you gotta be smart. When I'm looking up and I'm serving somebody, I'm looking at everybody around. And I'll even point at people like, I'm coming to you next. I'm coming to you next. Like you gotta control them and you gotta know who's there, how long, what they're doing. Let me tell you the worst way to get served, in my opinion. Go up there with money on the $100 bill. Hey, I got money. I got money. Like, oh, son of a bitch. That's what I used to say to people. Hey, I found the one guy in the bar who's got money. Thank goodness you showed up with money because all these people, are you buying drinks for all these people? Because they all need drinks. Oh, no. Then you're going to wait just like everybody else. And then move on. Anyway, I was very particular about the way people acted in bars. The more polite you were and the more you respected that I am flying and that I'm doing amazing things, keeping drinks flowing, the more I'm going to respect you and make sure that you get taken care of. That's from a bartender's point of view. See, this is different for me because I ran bars for years, right? Bars, pubs, music venues, clubs. This is what I did for a long time. So I'm going to be a little different. She's giving you basics of pretty much any bar so far, and she's doing a good job. It's a good little video. She's a great presenter. I'm not knocking her in any way. She's just given a very basic overview so far. And what she's saying is, how to get what to know before going to a London pub. It's pretty much just a pub, really, because this is the same rules here too. Except I know most people would probably think it's America, bring a gun. We don't do that at the bar, but a tongue-in-cheek joke there. Sorry, I get enough of them from you guys. I could throw one out. But as a bartender, that's how you get served. I'm gonna have to put time slots in here so you can skip my babbling.
Next up, we are at the very famous Churchill Arms pub here in Kensington, and I'm gonna order a cider here, so let's do it.
There's no seats at the bar. This must be a thing. What the? Is that Fuller's? I think it is Fuller's.
At this pub, I've ordered a cider, which is one of the most popular drinks to order at a pub. It's an alcoholic beverage, not dissimilar to beer, but it's made from fermented apples and also sometimes pears. Every pub will have a pretty good selection of ciders, but to make it
Mad Squirrel. Oh, I know what I'm drinking when I come over.
easy, you can just ask which cider is on tap.
Just so you know, I'd never had a cider in a bar until I worked at a bar that sold a bunch of imported beers. And then I found woodchuck cider and I found strongbow. And they became two things I absolutely loved. We used to make rotten apples with them. I was talking earlier about the ESB. If you flip Guinness on them, we call them rotten apples. Strongbow is my go-to forever. Now over here we have Reds and a bunch of other ones. They're shit. So come to America and ask for a cider, and you can see what shit tastes like. Because ciders in America suck. I have only had one or two that are good, crisp, actual good ciders. Most of them are like overly sweet, tons of sugar. Like, man, if you've never had like a diabetes problem, just come on over. I'll get you a couple ciders. We'll get you on the track. Horrible. Our ciders here suck. If I drink a cider nowadays, it's usually because I'm drinking something I bought at the store that was imported.
Little fun cider fact for you. 45% of households in the UK drink cider, and the UK is the country that drinks the most cider in the entire world. Cheers to that.
Pretty impressive.
Have my cider. I'm going to be very happy in a couple of pubs. Do you tip at a pub in the UK? So you don't have to, and it's not really expected. However, of course, you can. And the way that you do it is that you buy the bartender a drink. I would recommend doing this in cash, so you can leave some coins, or if you want to leave a bill, you can, and they'll put that into a tip jar, which gets spread across everybody at the end of the night. Or if you're paying by card, you can buy them an actual drink, but they won't get the cash, just so you know. So I usually say bring cash, then they can decide if they want a drink or they want the money.
I think it's nice to offer it if it's not expected. Growing up in a culture where it's expected that you're going to tip, and it's expected. If the server sucks, then you don't have to tip them. I grew up in the service industry, so I always tip my server, whether they suck or not. But I'll just tell them you sucked. I'll be honest with people. Like, this service was horrible. I'm still going to tip you because I know you're not making an hourly wage that you can live off of, but you really need to get better or go find another job. Like, I'll be honest with people because I've been in this job way too long. People be screwing off. But I think it's cool. That's pretty smart. Leave a little cash on the bar. They have a tip jar, so they do take tips. It's just not just customary. Or buy your bartender a drink. That's always a nice thing to do. Most bartenders, most people working in a bar do drink. Not all of them know. So I think I would ask, hey, do you enjoy a cocktail at the end of the shift? Can I pay for one you can have when you're off? Something like that. If not, then throw a couple bucks on me, like, well, here, put this in your pocket and get yourself a coffee later. But that's cool. I think it's nice that she touched on that and that she's got a couple different ways that you can be nice and spread a little love. I like the music she used in this video. It's probably going to screw me in mine, but it's okay.
You never have to go too far to get to a good pub. Pubs, especially in London, are such a local affair. You just go to the good one that you like nearby where you live. And you can do the same thing with wherever you're staying. But if you still need help finding good pubs around London, then check out the Casual Tourist Guides, in which I tell you some of the best pubs in all the different parts of London. Link in the description box to check those out.
Go plug for her stuff that she's put together. Nothing wrong with that, Got some Americans that watch my channel, so they'll be interested to know that. I'll make sure I link her channel in this description below.
Make sure you say cheers to everybody that you're with before you start your drink. That is a big cultural yes here in the UK, to make sure you raise your glass up, clink it with everybody else's, say cheers to everyone, and look them in the eye before you have your first sip, because it acknowledges that you're all friends and you're all gathered to have a good time. Don't miss that one. Cheers.
I like that. I like that. We do sometimes, if we're out with just like one or two friends, but if we're out with multiple people, it's not typically a big thing. But I like that. I think that's nice that you kind of acknowledge your friends and everybody's sitting there and be like, hey, we're going to sit and enjoy a libation together. It's nice.
just outside the Windsor Castle, and I'm gonna go inside and have a gin and tonic. Let's go. Gin is a distilled alcoholic spirit that comes mostly from juniper berries, and gin is actually the most popular spirit here in the UK now, so you will always see loads of people at the bar ordering a gin and tonic because it pairs really well with tonic.
I just want to point out that if I found out that this woman was sponsored by Fever Tree, I wouldn't be like surprised at all. I noticed the Fever Tree bar mats at one of the bars. Amazing product placement here. If it's by accident, it's absolutely fucking amazing because the drink was there and then they put it down next to it and then she puts the thing down next to it and now she's holding it in front so the label's facing the camera. If she's not sponsored by them, I'm going to be blown away. Fever Tree is not bad. They make good tonic. They make good ginger beer. It's to me, it's a little overpriced for what it is because there's so many other good things on the market to pay that kind of money. But it is a good high quality product. It's like drinking Voss water. You know what I mean? It's a higher quality. You're paying the premium price for it. It's good, but the product placement on this is just too coincidental for me.
It usually comes like this when you order it, and then pour it yourself. And there we go. When you hear the bell at the pub, it's never a good thing.
Oh, this is opposite.
Usually it happens around 10:30, and the first bell means that it is last call. So if you want to get another drink, you better get up to the bar and get one quickly. The second bell means the bar is closing, can't order any more drinks, so all you can do is finish your drink and head out.
For us, when it's last call, we just scream like maniacs. We shut the music off for a second. We yell, last call for alcohol. You got 10 minutes. And then we turn the music back up. And then the next time the music goes off, that's it. People run to the bar. Oh, wait. No, no. Listen. Oh, I was in the bathroom. That's too bad, man. You got to time your pee a little better. The bell in a bar, in every bar I've ever worked at, means you got a fantastic tip. When someone tips you above and beyond, if somebody ran up a $50 bill and they give you a $25 tip on that, you ring the crap out of the bell. Almost every bar that you work at has a bell and it has the little rope with the thing in it, but you ring it so much that usually after, I don't know, not long, weeks, maybe a month, that thing just falls out of the bell. And then so we take our bar keys, our flat keys. I'm looking around like I should have one right here because I feel like I should because I was a bartender for so long. I have a bunch of them laying around the house, but I don't. And you take out that flat key and you bang on the thing and you put it back in your pocket. And eventually the bells last about 6 to 8 months and we crack them, we break them, and we have to buy new bells. But that means we're making good money. So, but yeah, the bang of the bell means the bartender got a good tip. And everybody usually cheers, and then it starts encouraging other people to tip you more, ideally.
What do you wear to a pub? The answer is whatever you want. Pubs are super casual, so there's no dress code. And you might notice some people who are quite dressed up, but it's only because they've come from work or maybe they're off to another special occasion, but otherwise it's casual. Most pubs are kid-friendly here in the UK. A lot of them will have kids menus, they'll have high chairs, coloring books, and they generally welcome families to come, especially during the day. So don't be surprised when you come into a pub and you see lots of kids around, and don't be afraid to bring the whole family when you're here.
All right, I have a question because she mentioned kids menus. Obviously, it's not like a 5 ounce, beer or a 2 ounce martini. It's not like smaller cocktails. She's talking food, right? Because at first I was like, whoa, kids in a bar, what? Even us crazy slack-jawed Americans don't do that crap. But kids aren't allowed in bars that are only bars. It has to have like a food menu. If there's a food menu, then yes, families are welcome. You can bring your kids, and kids can't sit at the bar, but it doesn't like you guys sit at the bar either. You stand at the bar. So the kids can sit anywhere else. They just can't sit at the bar. If they don't sell any food at all, or if they only have like pickled eggs and potato chips or whatever, kid can't even walk in the door. So how is that over there? If you have a pub that's just beer, alcohol, wine, there's no food at all, are kids welcome there? I'm curious to find that out.
Right behind me is the Ladbroke Arms, a pub in Notting Hill, and I'm gonna go have a Pimm's.
Pims. Ooh. I'm such a big sit at the bar and yap with the bartender kind of guy. This is really, man. No seats at the bar things drive me crazy.
Pimm's is the classic British drink to order at the
Yes.
pub in the summertime. It's made up of Pimm's, which is a gin-based liquor with lemonade and lots of chopped fruits and a bit of mint mixed in. It's very good. It's especially popular during Wimbledon, one of England's biggest sporting events. So when you come to a pub on a sunny day in London, order yourself a Pimm's cup.
I was gonna say over here we call it Pim's cup. Apparently that's what it is there too. I think she's drinking out of a paper straw. God bless you, lady. Those are disgusting. Ooh, I can't even do them. I just ditched the straw at that point. I can't do it. More power to you.
How to order food at a pub. Most pubs serve food, and a lot of pubs serve really good food. So you have two ways to be able to have some food while you're there. First is to sit in the restaurant section of the pub, which operates more like a restaurant where they'll come over and serve you and take your order. Or if you just want to sit in the regular pub area, you can grab a menu from the bar, pick out what you want, and order your food at the bar, and then they'll come deliver it to your table.
Those chips look good.
Make sure you get around. It is customary when you are at the pub with a few friends to make sure you buy a round, which basically just means you buy all the drinks for everybody at one time. It also means that if everyone's buying a round, only one person has to go up to the bar at a time and queue. Do not be the person that leaves the pub before you buy your round, because you will not be invited out again.
I was confused at first because she's by herself. I thought she was just going to buy the whole bar around. I'm like, no, I'm not falling for that crap. But of course, yeah, we do the same thing over here. If you're out with 4 friends, 5 rounds, everybody's happy, right? Go out 20 friends, it's a whole other story.
How to strike up a conversation with somebody at the pub. Despite Londoners being a little bit more closed off to conversations with strangers than usual, once they've got a pint or two in them, people are a lot more friendly, especially in pubs, which are really casual social settings. A great way to strike up conversation is when you're in the line to get a drink at the bar. And another way is if you see a couple people on a long table, ask them if you can sit on the other end of it, and you might start chatting too. Also, Londoners love to give recommendations for the area that they live in, so you can always ask someone for recommendations for restaurants, bars, other pubs, and that is a great way to start chatting to someone.
Smart.
Now, if it's your first time visiting a pub and visiting London, then make sure you get my free London 101 guide. It has everything you need to know for your first visit to London. Click the link popping up over here or in the description box to get that for free. And for more tips for your visit to London, I've also got loads of videos like the ones popping up next to me that you can watch next. Love beer.
All right, that was a decent video. Like I said, she was a great presenter. She does a great job on these videos. This was kind of more like a layman's introduction to just how to go out to a bar in America or the UK or probably any other country. Those are the only 2 countries I'm going by her word in the UK and what I know in America. Very similar. Um, yeah, I mean, if I went over there and I hadn't watched this video, I would do fine in the bars. Of course, I might be a little bit out of control. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just one of these guys, so I'm very social. It's so crazy. Like my whole life, I was such an introvert, and then I became a bartender, and I still kind of was, but it was just like the money was too good not to do it. And then through that, I just started. I don't know. I just became like I like entertaining. I like holding the conversation. I like being the storyteller, the guy who's telling the jokes. I don't know. It's just I love doing it. And I will go like I probably would go into a pub if I went over there and just by myself. I would sit down and maybe even like I don't know, put up a little sign that just says they call me Squirrel, and just wait for someone to come over and be like, "Why do they call you Squirrel?" Or I would just like start chatting with people. I'm very quiet and reserved, but once you get one beer, it's all it takes one beer. One beer, I'm gonna walk up and just start introducing myself to folks. That's right. Before you know it, it's the next day. I'm at the front door knocking on the door. Like, remember me? We met at the bar last night. You said to come over. We were gonna have a barbecue. You don't remember this? Because you definitely said this last night. Because I'll get myself invited to your shit. That's what I'll do. I will get myself invited. Anyways, decent little list. She's done a great job with this. I mean, I'm not. I hope I didn't mean to sound negative if I did. It's just very basic stuff, but to a lot of people who need this information, I'm sure it's a tremendous list. It sounds like she's put together some fun guides and some cool stuff too to help people out a lot. So I hope you folks enjoyed this. I hope it is the number 5 thing you've been wanting to watch me do, right? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think number 4 is? How about 3, 2? Ooh, what's number 1? Oh, we'll find out soon enough. You guys be good. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch you soon. Squirrel out.